Hi there. This is Heather from CysterWigs.com, and today I'm bringing you a review of another Raquel Welch wig. This one was also a request. This one is the Spotlight Elite wig, which is a relatively new wig from Raquel Welch. It's from their 2014 spring collection. The color on this, by the way, is glorious. It is known as RL, so it's a heat-friendly synthetic. RL means heat-friendly synthetic in the Raquel Welch line. So anytime you see that RL in front of a color code, it's a dead giveaway that you're looking at a heat-friendly synthetic from their line. 14/22SS. Before I go into any more detail, I want to show you this color. In that intense Georgia sunshine. So I can barely open my eyes, but you can really see that color and how pretty it is. It's got this really lovely light brown rooting, very pretty there. And then here you can see that it's got that 14, which is sort of like a honey blonde. Honey blondes and Titian blondes and all of those weird sort of in-between blonde shades, they really have a lot going on. And so the real hallmark to me of a honey blonde is that it's almost ashy. Like it's got a little teeny bit of violet in it. But I mean, by and large, it's not quite red. It's not quite violet. It's just kind of warm, but kind of neutral. It's a very nice sort of in-between blonde shade. And so we've got that as sort of like the anchor base color. And then on top of that, you've got this very beautiful light sort of ashy blonde. But the color overall does not look ashy. Like I said, it looks a little bit warm to neutral because it's got that honey blonde base. But it's not too gold and it's not too red. It's just a very, very pretty blonde. So let me show you in the sunshine one more time so you can see what I mean. Oh my gosh, I'm melting. It's so sunny. I'm a night person. Okay, so, but you can really see it there. Very beautiful, beautiful coloring. Whew, I can't wait for summer to be over. Down here, summer is basically like winter is up north. It's kind of brutal. But I digress. So I'm gonna part this a little bit differently because it keeps wanting to flop in my face. And the great thing about the Spotlight Elite is that she's 100% hand-tied. Hey. So that gives you a lot of styling versatility and a lot of realism in a very light cap that is generally pretty comfortable. Now, I'm not going to really make this review very long. And the reason why I want to keep this sort of minimalistic is just because this kind of cap, these average sized 100% hand-tied caps by Raquel Welch, they don't fit me particularly well. They fit true to size. So if you are one of those people that, oh sorry, there was a really big dragonfly. If you're one of those people that wears like an average/large cap or a large cap, this will be entirely too small, too snug. It'll give you a headache. Stay away. And the same is true for the average sized upstage or any of the other Raquel Welch hand-tied wigs, unless it's specifically in a large cap size, then it's all green lights. This wig weighs 4.5 ounces, which is actually a really nice weight given how much hair you're given. Now, this wig probably will not need to be thinned by anybody. And I've actually read quite a few reviews of this particular wig on quite a few other websites where people are like, oh, it's sparse and meh, meh, meh. I've actually looked at this wig backwards, sideways, all over the place. I've looked at the lace front, I've looked at the mono top, and I don't find any of it to be particularly sparse. But what I will say is that most wigs come with about 150 to 250% more hair. So they've got a lot of hair. They're there for, you know, not necessarily realism, but to give you the option of thinning it out so that way you can get the most bang for your buck. Plus wigs shed a little bit, so they give you a little bit extra hair so that way if it does shed, you're not really losing any of the realism or any of the coverage. But this particular wig already comes with a very natural amount of volume, a very natural amount of hair. And so for a lot of you, that's going to be a really great selling point. And this one has not too little hair. Like I said, I don't think it's sparse. I think you're getting quite a bit of hair for your money. But it's not like that outrageous, crazy amount of hair that you'll get with some of the other brands. But to me, this is an average amount of hair for a hand-tied wig. And that's really the stickler there. That's really the key thing that you need to hone in on. Hand-tied wigs have a natural amount of volume most of the time. They do not give you that crazy extra amount of hair. They don't have 250% more hair than you actually need. They're not going to be on that extreme end. If anything, they're made to be wearable right out of the box. They don't need thin. The lace fronts generally don't need to be trimmed. They're made to be good to go right away. And, you know, that's because the whole goal for these hand-tied wigs is to appeal to a medical consumer who just wants to get into the hair and move on with their lives. So I think that this one fits the bill glamorously. I think it's beautiful. I think that the layering is really lovely. Now, caveat there, asterisk, I think that like all heat-friendly synthetics, because yes, this is a heat-friendly synthetic wig, as is the original Spotlight wig, which only has the monofilament top and the lace front. But I think for what this wig is, it is beautiful. It does its job marvelously. It's not quite a boob hugger, but it's definitely long, got lots of layering, and I am very eager to show you what this one looks like on all sides. So now I'm going to go ahead and take Spotlight Elite off so I can show you what the cap construction looks like. As I said before, this wig is 100% hand tied. So that means that every strand on the top of the wig is going to be individually sewn into place by a person and then tied into place by a person. And then in the back, they're going to be cluster knotted, which means that they're sewn in little groups and then knotted into place. That is standard practice for a hand-tied wig. What that does by clustering them in the back, and by the way, that's very good spacing in the back of this wig. This is very well done back here. The cluster knots, what they do is it's a stronger knot, so you'll get less shedding in the back of the wig, which is great. That helps prolong the life of the hair. So while wearing a wig cap, throwing that out there, I know a lot of people don't like to wear wig caps, but with these hand-tied wigs, they really, really come in handy because unless it's a monofilament or a French top, there's no layer, especially here at the top where the monofilament is, protecting the knotting from rubbing up against your scalp, which, you know, might be abrasive to your scalp, but likewise loosens the knots and causes the hair to fall out faster. If you wear a wig cap or one of the cotton wig liners, it helps kind of provide a barrier so that way you don't have to worry about those knots loosening up in that fashion. Here's what the top of this wig looks like. And as I said, some people I've read say that this is kind of thin, kind of sparse. I don't know. I've seen a lot of hand-tied wigs. I've reviewed a lot of hand-tied wigs. And I don't know. I actually think that that's a pretty fair amount of hair. But it is not as thick as some of the monofilament tops from, say, Henry Margu or Louis Ferré. They tend to have really thick monotops. Same thing with the Amour line from Rene of Paris. They tend to have very densely threaded monofilament tops. But this one reminds me a lot of, say, the Jean Renault monotops. It's right on par with what they provide. Same thing with the lace front here. The lace front I also do not find particularly sparse. It reminds me a bit of the Smart lace front, where it's a little bit lighter towards the front and gradually gets thicker as you get towards the monotop to try to mimic a natural hairline. Here is the back of this wig with all that beautiful layering. Now again, this is a heat-friendly synthetic wig, so it is not permed. So once you straighten this out or add a curl to it, you'll have to restyle it like this to get it to go back to this shape. If you have no desire to heat style the wig, you may want to steer towards something in a non-heat friendly synthetic because they'll retain that shape. I would put this wig back on, but like I said, I don't want to stretch out the cap and I don't want to damage the wig since this one is true to size and doesn't really fit my head. So this beautiful wig in this luscious, luscious shaded wheat color has been the Spotlight Elite by Raquel Welch in the average cap size. This is 100% hand-tied wig with a heat-friendly synthetic material. And before I forget, I want to insert the measurements for this one. The front is 4.5 inches. So, I mean, it's a slightly long bang meant to be swept off to the side. The crown down is 12.5 inches. So the bottommost layer, the shortest layer in the back, is going to be right at the shoulder level. Maybe a little bit below that. The sides are a little bit shorter at 11.5, and you can kind of see the contrast here. There's that short level here next to the short level in the back. So, I mean, it's a little bit longer in the back. And then the nape is 12.5 inches, and my name is Heather. I look forward to reviewing a bunch more of these Raquel Welch styles for you coming up, and until next time, have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.